Hey guys, I just want to say sorry for the previous stream. I actually went live at the wrong time. I got the time change wrong. So sorry about that, guys. But hey to everybody. Hopefully some people will be here. If not, it's cool. But hi to everybody who's watching. I do see that there are some people over here. You guys have not said anything, but I know that you guys are here, so I hope that you guys are doing well. So today I wanted to basically have a one-on-one chat with Negropean, okay? This name has been circulating a lot on these YouTube streets for this week, actually, for this whole month. So I just wanted to talk to him, let him explain himself, and really just get a different perspective. I've always been criticized because I'm somebody who I honestly have the biggest heart. So when it comes to certain things, before I condemn people, I always like to hear their part of the story. That's how I am. I've been criticized that, oh, I don't go hard enough, I don't do this, I don't do that. But honestly, I'll tell you this, everybody who I made a reaction video for, I contacted that person in private before I made that video. That's just how I am. I don't know. I've always been like that. I've always been a person that I don't follow the crowd. I like to do my own thing. I like to have my own mind. And yeah, sometimes I get in trouble because I don't express things the same way that other people do. But guess what? I'm not other people. I'm me. So I I like to come to my own conclusions. And before I come to my own conclusions, I need to have the input of that person before I piece this whole opinion together. So this is mostly for me. This is for my own, let's say, my own closure. It's for my own sanity. And it's also for other people who are like me and are a little bit curious. So yeah, I went live earlier, 3 hours early by accident. That was so embarrassing. But yeah, now I'm live at the right time. Um, yeah. So let me know where you guys are calling from. Let me know where you guys are. If you guys are good, we're just gonna talk a little bit before he gets over here. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. I have some questions that I asked you guys in advance. So those questions are questions that I'll be asking him. I understand it's really, really early. Like where I'm at right now is 10 o'clock in the morning. So I understand that maybe depending on some people's time zones, maybe they're still asleep. I don't know. So I decided to ask you guys in advance, and I have the questions, and it's gonna be really fun, but it's also gonna be very quick. You know, we wanna get straight to the point, we don't wanna bore anybody. So that's what this whole purpose is all about. Even by me doing this, even by me organizing this live stream, I had some YouTubers come at me and say that I was being this, I was being that. But these are the same YouTubers that made reaction videos. So I'm just sitting there like, don't be a hypocrite. Don't come and tell me before the video even started that I'm doing X, Y, and Z when you already made your own videos and you already formulated your own opinion. Like, don't do that. I'm still in the research phase. I'm still researching. I'm still reaching out. I'm still doing my background investigation. That's what I do. So if that's not your style, that's completely cool. But that's me, you know. And I told you guys in advance. I told you guys before I say anything, I'm going to talk to this person, even though I believe everything that happened. I'm still gonna talk to that person because I just want to hear their side. I don't know why I'm like that, but I've always been like that. I've always been trying to be the mediator. I've never been the one to attack, call people names. That's not my style. When I get angry, you'll never see me get angry like that. Like, I don't know. That's just how I am. I don't like confrontations, to be honest. I don't like conflicts. But yeah. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? I know it's really, really early. I went live 3 hours earlier by accident. So I didn't even get a chance to sleep. So after this thing, I'm gonna go to bed. So I'm not gonna make this long because I need to go to bed. I'm tired. Oh, you did? Nice, nice, nice. Are you home now? Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm trying to do this really, really quick. I'm really tired. And I've just had a horrible week, to be quite honest. My computer is not really working right now. So everything I've been doing it through my phone, and it's just been a hassle. Everything takes twice as long with your phone. You know, I wanted to go and get a new computer, but right now it's Christmas time, and where I am right now, they're trying to do some COVID restrictions. So it's not even a good idea to be out like that. Like, you guys don't understand. This week has not been the best week for me. I've gone through a lot. Not anything too bad, but it's just my my regular scheduling has been thrown off. So I've been trying to deal with that in the background, and it's been a little bit annoying, to be quite frank. But we move. We move. Everything's gonna be all right. Oh, and I'm sorry to everybody who who saw the earlier notification. I made a mistake. I had the wrong time zone in there. I don't even know how I did that. So I'm so sorry for everybody who was tuning into the other one. I was just talking to myself for a good 30 minutes, and it was really embarrassing. I hope I never have to do something like that again, to be quite honest. Okay, bye. It's not an airport. But yeah, like, this is why I don't like some people will come on here and they'll say like, "Oh, you shouldn't talk to this person. This is a waste of your time." And I'm like, "So why did you click the video?" You know what I mean? Like, if it's a waste of time, it's a waste of my time. It's not a waste of yours. You clicking on it is a waste of your time. It's not a waste of mine. I'm on holiday right now, okay? In as much as some people think this is a waste of time, this is actually going to be therapeutic for me. I have a reason why I'm doing this, in case anybody is wondering, you know? So, but yeah. I just, like, honestly, like, what I'm seeing lately is just, first and foremost, the reason why everybody gets angry, or the reason why everybody is getting angry, is because of videos, right? What we all should be doing, if we really say that we care, is we should be actually talking to those who are affected by this. So if you have smoke for people who are making reaction videos, but you don't actually have smoke to talk to the victims of this person, then aren't you a hypocrite? Aren't you a hypocrite? Because I could tell you, for the most part, when it comes to YouTube, a lot of us message each other. You know, that's what we do. So, anyways, I don't. Hopefully, his internet is good. But he's backstage. Let me see how I add him. I'm on my phone right now. I'm not on my laptop. So let me just see if I can do this.
Hello.
Hey, what's
Hello.
up?
Hello. How are you doing?
Not bad.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you well. You look really serious. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I always look like this. I'm a serious kind of a guy.
I would
How
have
about
never
you? Okay.
guessed.
Good. Good. Sorry about that.
So
Uh,
shout outs to you. Thank you
Thank
for
you very
agreeing
much.
to do this, because this is not something that some people would agree to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But I'm open. I think a lot of people wouldn't agree to do something like this if they felt like they had done something wrong. But I
Mhm.
don't feel like I've done anything wrong, so
Interesting,
I don't have a problem
interesting.
with it. Brilliant.
So I do have some questions over here from some viewers and some from myself. But
Yeah.
before we do get started, do you just wanna say your name, and what you do and all of that fancy stuff?
Well, I'm the unapologetic negropean, and what I do is um, I don't see you. I don't know if that's a problem with my phone or with your phone. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right, then, brilliant. So what I do is I started this YouTube channel some 9 months ago, and the main focus is about giving information to the diaspora, um, uh, about that are planning to travel back to the continent, like giving them um, information, and also giving a voice to the non-American diaspora as well, who are, of course, um, a lesser known African ethnicity outside of the continent. We tend to have our voices drowned out by the stronger United States, the
African
African Americans.
American.
So yeah, so so that's what it was for. That was the main reason. But yeah, it's sort of um, mutated. It's transformed into what it is today, simply because of me finding out a lot of what's been going on the continent, and a lot of people taking advantage um, of diasporans who haven't traveled to the continent before, who don't have the resources to travel to the continent, but who want to go and live there, and they need a friendly face to turn to. And you have a lot of problematic people who are moving to the continent now, and they are taking advantage of the situation to line their own pockets. So that's what the channel is right now. We are simply focused
So
on
you
that.
would say that your channel is more like, well, it's an aid to show people who are supposedly scamming or taking advantage of the diaspora.
That's what it has transformed into in the last few weeks. Yes, I think up to a certain point, we were more focused on
Yeah, because your
people.
earlier videos, they were more like, oh, why you should move to this country, or would this be allowed in this country, type of thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you actually would have gone back to the really early videos, it was just me giving my opinion on certain issues, and it wasn't even focused primarily on Africa, but it was focused on current events.
Yeah.
So I've simply just allowed the channel to propagate its own way through the time, and this is where we are at now, and I'm sort of solidifying the channel as a tool for people to use, so they don't have to worry about losing tens of thousands of dollars of their own hard-earned money that they've earned in the diaspora in the first place. It's not easy for us to earn money in the diaspora. There are a lot of rich um, black people in the diaspora, but for the normal um, African diasporan, it's not easy uh, to earn and save money. It's not even easy for the normal, for anyone to save money. So it's even more difficult for us because of our circumstances. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, this is the question everybody wants to know. Well, at least one of them. Why did you choose that certain title for your name?
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Okay.
yeah, please explain that.
I've actually I've actually answered this a number of times. You see, it was a number of reasons, but the main reason is because I wanted to show uh, the diaspora that um, the word negropean is not known throughout the entire diaspora as a negative thing, just in the United States. So the whole point is to make a statement to say, well, why should we simply follow everything that the Americans are doing? Why is it, we have another 100 million Africans in the diaspora? Why do we need to center our thoughts and our processes based on what a small percentage of the diaspora think about certain things? So it was more to bring to light, not just to the diaspora, but to Americans as well, that, hey, we are out here. There are others out here. We do have a say. You may have the strongest, I mean, by far, the African Americans are by far the most influential African ethnicity, probably ever, to be honest with
Well,
you.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it was to say, okay, listen, we exist. We have our own culture. We exist, and so that's what the name is all about. It's a bit of a paradox in reality, because I don't classify myself what you would say a negropean, being an American. What you would classify a negropean as being. I classify myself as a black person that was born and raised in Europe. It's really
Okay,
that
so
simple.
black
Yeah,
plus European.
it's really that simple. Yeah, well, yeah, European in nationality. So, and I've seen many people have their own sort of um, convoluted stories on what an European is. It's like, well, why would you even call it that in the first place? There are black people in Europe that would probably take offense to what African Americans would see as being a Negropean. I can't remember what it is. What is the function of the term over there in America? But I know it's a negative connotation. So there are many people, and we exist. So you can't just I can't just ignore the black people here in Europe because of what the African Americans think. You understand?
Okay, well, some people would say that you don't fancy or that you have an issue with African Americans. Do you have any type of smoke for African Americans or America in general? We know that your stay in America wasn't the most pleasant. So, do you have issues with African Americans or America, the country?
No, no. Listen. Clearly, the people who say that have never watched my videos. I've only used superlatives to um, describe African Americans only. And so when people say, "Oh, he's got smoke against African Americans," it's clear to see that those people haven't watched my videos. Well, it's because I've always praised what they've been through and their achievements. I made a video actually, I think last week, once again, reaffirming my position on that. And so no, and my stay in America was great. I loved it, but I think I overstepped the mark when well, they say I attacked one of a former president. I think he was a former presidential candidate. So yeah.
Okay. Another
Yeah.
question. Do you identify with any of these labels, such as Pan African, pro Black? What are your stances on the Black community? Like, do you care about that, or are you just a what's your stance on that kind of stuff? I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm at an age now where I don't really like labels, if I need to be honest with you. I've never worn a label. I've always been myself all my life. And I think labels restrict us to a certain degree. You have parts of the Pan-African movement that are right. You have parts of the FBA movement that are correct as well. You have parts of the ADOS movement that is correct as well. You can't just stick everything in a box and say, well, you know, that's the only thing that's good for Black people. Bam! You know, it just doesn't work that way. There are 1.3 billion Africans, thousands of different ethnicities, many different races in the African continent and in the diaspora. Races, right? And hundreds of, not hundreds actually, many nationalities, okay? About 100 nationalities in the African diaspora. Sorry, on the African diaspora and on the continent. So there can't be one sort of mechanism, one ethos, one way of thinking, which is going to be an umbrella for all African Americans or all Africans or all British Africans. It's just ridiculous. So I don't give myself a label. I simply do the right thing by myself. I've learned how to live a life where I'm not dependent on the natives here. I'm not dependent on the natives here, so I'm good. I don't need to move back to the continent for that reason. The only reason I would like to solidify my position on the continent is because of the quality of the people there. You want to move to a place where the quality of the people are the best, right? So your kids can grow up around those children. And the African continent, I don't think anyone else even comes close to the African continentals on that stage. And two, because you want to bring your children up in a place where they're growing up around people that look like them. So I was always brought up with this fake narrative that we were a minority when they're far from it. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to I wanted to bring up my children to make sure they know, hey, you are the majority on this planet, you're not the minority. So yeah.
So okay, I get what you're saying. Now, you said you are providing an aid for the diaspora. And I don't know if it was one of your videos, but at least one of your subscribers did say that by exposing scammers, you are helping the diaspora to save thousands of dollars. So my thing is, some of your videos showed people, let's say Bag Family. In that video, were you saying that Bag Family were scammers?
I had a lot of people who had emailed me, and they were continuously emailing me over the course of a few months about the case of the Gambia. But I kind of ignored those emails simply because they were the Bags family aren't scammers. So that's the reason I didn't really sort of want to address them. This isn't a purely a platform purely just for scammers. Okay, this is,
Okay,
I haven't changed the bio. It's still there. The bio is still the same from the conception of this channel. So when I got all this information, I said, listen, okay, let's take a look into them, right? And let's tell people their story. And so that's what I did with
okay, I have to cut you
Gambia.
off there. Why did you assume it was your responsibility to tell their story?
I didn't make an assumption. I just did it. I have the right to do it, right? My information is out there as well. If people want to make assumptions based, and people have done this. People have made assumptions based on my history, and they've come to their own conclusions and made their own videos, and they're fine to do that. free
Did
world.
you contact any of the people who you made videos about prior to doing that, or
I
was it
tried to
just
contact Rick's. He sent back a rude message. So yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I didn't have any help from him, unfortunately.
is it
Um,
anything personal that you don't like Rick, or is just what it is?
no, I mean, I don't know if you watched that video in full, but once again, I had nothing but accolades for the way he has him
Okay,
and his.
technically, yeah, you didn't say anything bad, but the mugshot.
I know. Yeah, I know. The mugshot was, I mean, it's public. I picked that off the internet. I Googled it. You know, it's not like, oh no, everyone can see this mugshot now. No, it was already public information. It was publicly available to everybody to see. All you had to do was Google it, and it's there. I never arrested him. I never committed a crime. You know, I wasn't alleged of committing that crime. I just simply picked the information that I got off the internet, and I was actually, uh, you know, Rick's a big man who went to war. He went to the first Gulf War, I believe, under Bush, the first Bush, not the second one. So he went to war. This little bitty video from a 3,000 subscriber YouTuber is going to be nothing to him, and I'm sure that he's moved on. I am sure that because I believe that he is stronger, perhaps more stronger than most of you guys perhaps think.
No remorse, sympathy at all. No, look at it this way. For instance, my house address is something that I'm not ashamed of, but it's also something that I wouldn't want to be out there. You know, that would be information that I would voluntarily want to share, not information that I would want a video about per se, you know.
Mm, I understand that. Um, uh, America has a problem when it comes to their privacy laws, which is a shame because I don't think it should be right. I'm not even sure about this actually, but I need to look this up. But I don't think it should be right that you should have your mugshot put in public for anyone to see if you haven't been convicted for that crime. I believe it's state by state, right? I think some states allow it and other states don't. So I'm not judge and executioner. I don't know. I don't know whether Rick absolutely committed this crime, but the fact that he was in that situation anyway, a a decorated soldier at 51 years old who had fought for his country, he should have never been in that situation, period. And so even if he was innocent or guilty, he shouldn't have been in that situation. There are plenty of other soldiers who don't get into that situation. I don't know who is to blame. I didn't look into it that deeply, but I made a judgment call, and like I said, I did try to contact Rick, but he didn't want to
So would you
speak to me
say
about
it
it.
was just a spur of the moment? Not really a spur of the moment. It was obviously orchestrated, but it wasn't. It was just like, okay, I got the info. Let me just put it out, type of thing.
I would say this. I would say that the thumbnail was a spur of the moment. Yeah, I thought to myself, yeah, let's put that up as the thumbnail. Yeah, I did because I didn't have anything else there. I mean, nothing else. If I got to be honest with you, nothing else really fell in line with the subject matter. I mean, I could have stuck up a picture of him in his uniform. Um, I, I actually could have been in a position where I wouldn't have made the video at all if I'd have had some sort of communique with Ricks in the first place. But you know, after judging his character based on the way he replied to me, which wasn't the case. He didn't have to be rude. You know, I perhaps did take that into consideration when making the video.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So with these, I guess, receipts that you're providing, would you consider them receipts or factual evidence?
I provide the evidence of what I see, what I get out there. Information like this that is available on these types of websites and available actually, like I said before, America is very lax with its privacy laws. It would never happen in Germany, never. I don't know if you know about there was an airliner that crashed here, not far from here. It was actually in the French Alps, so it's not far from where we are now. An airliner crashed there, and it was a white pilot who was flying the airplane. He asked his colleague to go and get him something, like a cup of tea. His colleague got up, the other pilot got up, closed the door. The pilot then locked the door and then flew the airplane directly into a mountain, purposefully killing all 200 people on board. It was Eurowings. It was a Eurowings aircraft, A320, flown, part of the Lufthansa group. So that's what happened. If the public would have known and had his records, his psychological records, if his company would have known his psychological records, okay, things would have been different. He would have never been able to fly that aeroplane. But because here in Europe, you cannot get this information. It is very, very difficult to get this type of information. So the privacy laws here are different. In America, they just put everything out there, and it's ridiculous. But you have people like people that I've investigated who are taking advantage of the fact that most African continentals don't care about what you've done in the United States, but they do care if you bring it over there. So a lot of people have come from the United States, but actually let's be accurate. They've come from all over the diaspora, repatriated to Africa, and they are continuing to do the things which are illegal. They're continuing to do their illegal practices. There is nowhere in the United Kingdom where you could practice law not being a lawyer. Why should the Gambian national? Why should Gambia have to put up with people pretending to be lawyers? Okay, you couldn't do that in the United States. We have no respect for those people if we're doing that, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. I can't remember the question.
Do you find that to be a problem?
Sorry?
Do you find that to be a problem?
It's a massive problem, because if we're starting off that way, it's going to metastasize. It's going to grow. A lot of people are going to come back from the diaspora, and they're going to think, oh, I can do whatever I want. I can finesse people off money before they even get here. Build my own little nest egg, build my own house. There are people doing that right now. Okay, and they are taking life savings, entire life savings of people, honest, hard-working Jamaicans, African Americans, African Canadians. They are taking their money and they're using it for their own good, and it's disgusting. It needs to stop for sure.
All right. Oh, yes. So most of your investigations so far have unfortunately been on specifically women. Why are you targeting women? Why not leave that for the women to talk about that? That looks like a specific attack. Now, I know you probably watched your own reaction videos. I'm assuming that you did. But if you haven't, the problem a lot of us are having is that as women of the diaspora, we feel that, no, actually, we know that we're not protected. So when a man that is Black, perceived to be as our brother, is, you know, going after us, it doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. There's betrayal, there's heartache, there's sorrow, and to be quite frank, there is a bit of confusion into that. Now with that, What? Why are you targeting Black women?
Okay, well, that's a very easy question to answer. I already answered this in one of my other videos as well. If you try to gauge the types of people, let's say we try to gauge people based on their gender and based on their race. If we gauge them at the bottom, putting the lowest, most trustworthy people in the world, we'll say the European male at the bottom, number one. Who would be number 10? Who would be at the absolute top? Would be the Black woman, right? I mean, that's in my opinion, it would be the Black woman. So what you have now is we have a situation where we have women, a lot of women, who are using their race and their ties to Africa, being African diasporans, to finesse people off their money. I investigated one woman who's taken $25,000 from two African American couples in total. 25,000 in total. Sorry, it was a Jamaican Canadian couple and a African American couple. She's taking
Was
it.
the victim someone who came to you personally and told you this?
Yes, one of them was, and the other one isn't. But she was too embarrassed to come to me, so one of her friends came to me. Actually, that's another thing. We have a lot of people, especially. I mean, I'm not going to start naming names because I don't want.
No.
I don't want to put your channel down, but there are people out there who are building these tin pot organizations, professing to try and help people, right? They're doing other things as well. So they're offering people spiritual healing and this and the other. They're saying that they can do this, and then they're charging them because we in the diaspora, we expect to be charged for those types of services. It's really sad, really sad that we're in a position here where we have to police ourselves, because not all of the people moving back to the continent are good people. You can't look at our skin color and say, oh yeah, that's a good person then. It's just not the case. I really wish it was that simple, but it's not. And I asked myself the question as well, why is it mostly women? Why is it mostly women? And it's mostly women because most women can get away with it. You know, they can get away with it. It's easier for a Black woman to finesse another Black woman, especially one that has ulterior motives. It doesn't really want to give the service to the diasporan who's coming over, but really just wants to make a bit of money. So boom, they can pay for this. That is happening. Okay, that's undeniable, right? And I think if people think that every Black woman must be trusted who comes to Africa, then we're living on another planet, really, and it's a shame that we think this way. Everybody is up for scrutiny, everybody, and if you cannot be scrutinized, if you critique somebody and they fly off the hook, if you critique not somebody personally, but if you critique somebody's services, if you critique somebody's business and they fly off the hook and turn off their YouTube channels, then I don't think there's a problem with the person who's critiquing that business. I think there's more of a problem with the service that's been given by that business. If you were a solid company, if you were a solid business, if you knew what you were doing, right? If you were giving your service to people and people had no problem, why are we even here for? I don't think if I have a company, I'm planning on starting a business in Africa myself, and things are already underway. I'm going to make sure it's solid. I'm going to make sure that people can't well, can easily access information themselves to find out whether this business is watertight, that is airtight. Okay, so I'm going to be working along with other solid bricks and mortar companies. You know, you're not going to meet me in some bar somewhere like they've been doing. Okay, so a lot of these people have been meeting in shops and stuff, meeting diasporans who've traveled from America over to the Senegambia. They're meeting them in shops. They're not meeting them in their offices because they don't want to know. They don't want these people to know where their offices are. This is happening. This is happening, and a lot of those people are women. I didn't make that up. It's not something that I wanted. It just happens to be that way, unfortunately.
I understand. Still, on the topic of Black women, I don't even want to talk so much about the situation, but why did you make...
I would ask you to, yeah, please go ahead. Go for it. Really, go for it. Go in.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So with Miss ES,
yeah,
it seems, to be honest, those are the videos I really paid attention to. It seemed that whenever you talked about her, you spoke about her with some vindication. Like, you just, I don't know what happened in the background. I don't want to know. But it seemed like you just don't like this woman. Why?
wow.
No,
Did
it
you
is
see?
because she made a reaction over your reaction, and then you turned around and you made a reaction of her reaction.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, what? Sorry, I made a reaction of her reaction. Yeah, I
Yes.
did. I made a reaction because that was needed. Okay, because I can see through it. There are people out there. I've got people who follow me now, and they're sending emails of support right now. They are saying, if I can see that she's acting here, if I can see it and they can't, then so be it. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Are you
And she's
serious?
and the weird thing is that it's not the first time she's done this, overreacted. She's done it before with other YouTubers who have critiqued her business. So it's not something that it's just me. Wow, what did you do? No. Well, if you look at the videos yourself, let me ask you this. If we're
No,
going to
don't
get
ask.
into this. No, please, let me ask you this. What part of the video did you see that I was being vindictive? I was being nasty to her? Just any part, or a lie, or I was lying. Tell me which part of the video where I was lying. Give me one lie. I can guarantee you there isn't one lie inside there. There is parts where I make my own opinions on things, but I make sure I tell people this is what I think. So I'm allowed to my own opinion. I don't need a group of, people trying to tell me, oh, you cannot have your opinion on this person. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have my opinion regardless
Why
of
did you
whether
bring
you like it.
her supposed relationship into it?
Sorry, relationship with who?
Why did you bring her friend, her male
Um,
friend, into it?
which guy? Sorry, who are we talking about?
Prince Ayoko.
Oh, it's not a friend. I think they're a bit more than that, right?
I don't know, don't
Yeah,
care,
he is.
but why did
No,
you
no.
bring him into it?
Um, he's
Because
more
it
than a
was about
friend.
yes, right?
Yeah. He's more than a friend, but he's helping her in the business. So I wasn't focused on ES personally. I was focused on her business. So and he's helping her in that business. So I brought him in, but he made a video stating, and he was there trying to offer words of support for her, but I don't think there was any need for it. I wasn't attacking her in any sort of a way, but ES knew that this kind of reaction was going to happen. I welcome it, so be it. And I'm looking forward to seeing her come back. She will be back. She was when another YouTuber, I'm not going to name his name, but when another YouTuber also did the same thing, and she sort of threw her dummy out the pram, we say in England. She sort of dissented and got angry. The last time she did it, she came back. She just, you know, I cannot control ES. She can only control herself. But we're all grown up adults, right? I kept the videos in very good taste. I never personally attacked her. There was nothing personal about it. In fact, every single time I described her, it was out of admiration for what she has done. And I there was I mean, maybe it's my British accent that you probably thought I was sort of being smarmy about it, but I wasn't. I was being honest. I've been following her for a very long time, and I've been wishing her well. And I find her a fantastic, fascinating person. So I say this in all the videos. All the videos. They're like, it's not just one video where I kind of mentioned, yeah, she's okay. I'm kind of ramming it home into people's minds that, hey, this woman is an amazing human being. This is the kind of woman that I even say this is the kind of woman I want my daughter to grow up to be like. Powerful, no fear, free, you know. And I critique the fact that she was there in Northern Ghana, and I'm like, oh, what's she doing there? She's worth more than that, in my opinion. But once again, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. You can switch off, you can unsubscribe. Feel free. It's a free world. But I am also, I also have the ability to have my freedom to express my own opinions.
Yeah, we understand that.
Yeah.
But you upset her. She took it personally. She didn't take it in a light-hearted way. And when people were questioning you about it, you seemed a little just like, oh, whatever, oh, whatever. It wasn't even like oh, that's what I did. Oh, okay, my bad. There was no emotion. But that's somebody who you said you admire.
Because I know what she was doing. I'm sorry, but I could see straight through it. I've been on this planet for too long, really. So I knew she had done that before. I knew she didn't like criticism. She doesn't like it, and that's the reason why I've continued to make the videos. I'm going to ignore it. She's not going to be able to use her air her dirty laundry out to people and say, well, you know, he's talking about me, because that's all I've done. All I did was I used what I knew about ES, because I used to watch her videos anyway. Went back to the videos, made sure that what I was saying was.
Are you still subscribed to ES?
Sorry?
Are you still subscribed to ES?
I'm not sure. If I need to be honest with you, I'm not sure. I haven't unsubscribed, so I must be still subscribed to her. Okay, so but like I can't remember what I'm saying, but she is a person who is very, very intelligent. I say this in all of my videos as well. She's an extremely intelligent person. So I was watching that live where she said that this is my last live, and there was a number of people in the comment section saying, wait a minute, I don't understand. And they didn't understand because they couldn't understand that the videos that I were making was bad. There is nothing bad being said in those videos about her. Please feel free to show me and point to me a place where I say something bad about ES. It doesn't happen. So it's an overreaction. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Would you feel the same way if someone out there were to make the exact same videos about you?
People have
Basically
made worse.
exposing every single thing of your past. You would be
People have
okay
made
with that?
worse. I haven't exposed anything of her past that people didn't already know. You do know that, right? The only source of information that I used, the only source of information was ES's own channel. So I essentially, what she didn't like was that I brought it up myself and brought it into the future. It's not my fault that she put it out on YouTube for the entire world to see. And people who are her fans, like me. I'm her fan. I follow her. I supported her. So people like me could talk about her and talk about her life. A fascinating person. I haven't even got halfway through the things that I have learned about her through watching her channel. I know you're looking stunned, but why would you be surprised at that? I mean, I think you would be surprised at that yourself if you haven't followed her. But there are people out there who don't follow her, haven't watched my videos, and still have an opinion on it. They still have an opinion on it. They're like, oh well, ES is look at her, she's crying, she's upset. What have you done? You dirty, you need to stop that. We need to protect our women. Oh, please, don't even go there. I can see that she was, like I said, she's an intelligent person. She knows what she was doing.
I'm so confused, but thank you so much for explaining that.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I know, I kind of get it, but trust me, I'll get it. Let's hop off from ES for a second. By the way, I love ES. She's awesome. She's amazing. I love her, ES. I hope you're okay. Mwah, you're amazing. But hopping off of ES for a minute, do you understand the catastrophe that you have blown up in this whole space and this whole back to Africa, Pan-African, whatever space? I mean, because of you, some people are saying that they're having second thoughts. Because of you, some people are saying that you're an agent, you're here to distract people. Other than that, do you realize the confusion that you've caused? Did you see that
Okay.
coming, or did you just...
I'm going to be blunt here, right? If people were having second thoughts about coming to Africa because a YouTuber has stopped making YouTube channels, YouTube content, then we don't need that in Africa. They were flaky in the first place. There is no point in having that, because if you think Africa is going to be a walk in the park, then you have you have not done your due diligence. Of course not. It is going to be tough. It is going to be hard. There is, both mentally and physically. It is not a walk in the park. So if those people were saying, "Oh well, I'm not going to go now because this unapologetic negropean, wow, look at him, he's made four videos about ES." No, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. Not for a second. Those people wouldn't last on the continent anyway. So I would say that, and I would say something else as well. We as a people, we need to toughen up. Okay, we as a people, we need to toughen up, simply because we have enemies out there, real enemies.
Who are the enemies?
Supremacists, other nationalities. We have the Chinese, the Lebanese there, who are reigning in certain parts of Western Africa, Southern Africa. Most of the landowners in South Africa don't look like me and you. Okay.
So would you say that the enemies who have all this power, they're more important enemies than... You know what, never mind, let me not ask that question. Did you know the catastrophe that you brought on this whole Pan-African movement, like this whole distrust, confusion? Did you think about that before, or was it just, you know what, I gotta put the truth out, so it doesn't matter?
Well, that's the point I'm trying to say. Okay, if a YouTuber with 3,000 subs can cause catastrophe, then we have a problem, and it's not me. Okay, it isn't me. We have a massive problem if someone who is almost insignificant in the YouTube world can stop a whole movement. The movement was in trouble in the first place. I didn't do anything, if that's the case. So if we are focused, if we are really unified, right? If we are smart and intelligent and can see the real agents, not just the ones that the agents are pointing to and saying, no, he's the agent. You know, the ones that are over there scamming people's money, who have been leaving comments on my YouTube channel, and I've sort of been laughing them off because it's not going to make a difference. I'm still going to go after them. We need to up our game, because if we can't take care of this, the Chinese, who are far more sophisticated in the way they do things, and the Europeans, we are going to be in a world of hurt, for generations to come, if we can't overcome something as minuscule as this. Okay, ES is a soldier. Okay, we know she is, but you know what we don't want is for one kink in the chain to destroy the whole movement. And if she has a problem that needs sorting out or needs addressing, maybe she's got her own traumas and so forth, then she needs to address that. I didn't know she had traumas. If she has them, I don't know that. So what I did was I made these videos and I made sure I kept them away from ES's personal life. That I did not critique her personally at all. So there I have it. And if I have critiqued her personally, please feel free to show me the part of any of those videos where I do that. I think saying that, oh, we need to protect our women, and then going back to the United States and having our women getting shot by somebody with translucent skin, I think you're a bit of a hypocrite if you're going out saying that. I'm not the one you need to worry about. Clearly.
Okay, guys, we're about to close out in about 10 minutes. I didn't even realize the time, so sorry about that. But there was one question for you over here. Yeah. Bro, is it, you calling this guy bro? Okay, bro, is it true? I find that to be such a deary term, but anyways, bro, is it true that you're sleeping with a white woman?
That's a question. That's a personal family question. I don't answer those. I allow people to think whatever they want to think. I certainly, there is the rumor mill is turning, and I sit back, I drink my glass of lemonade and watch it turn. I'm sorry.
Only about you, but no family. I can respect that. So you were saying in one of your YouTube videos that your goal was to hit 1K by December, and you reached that goal. Would you say that this was a tactic to get the bag?
No, absolutely not. I didn't know that ES was going to react this way, so no, that's not
before ES.
Sorry, with Black Aces of Gambia.
Yeah, would you say that this type of content is getting more views, so you're getting the bag, so it's worth it?
It's financially better off for me to make content which people are more engaged in. Let's just say that. But the bag,
oh guys, I'm sorry for my urban language. Getting the bag means getting the money. Making the dollars.
Okay, so the Black Acres of the Gambia thing, that had been going on for months and months and months, and I know some of the people that were in that. There were some people that were inside who just had a personal grudge against the Black Acres of the Gambia, and like I said, I didn't take what they were giving me. I didn't take the bait, but I did my own research into him. I found out that this guy had overcome some massive obstacles. So fair play to him. But the thing is he was on the verge of starting to ask people to invest in this hotel that he's building on this land. And the people who are giving him this money are not people who know what the dangers are in investing in Africa with people who have had financial problems. So I told them, and we should do that. We should be, if we are really looking out for all of our other African diasporan brothers and sisters, we should tell them that. We should know, because I mean, Rick's from Bags has already said he's had financial trouble in the past, but people haven't sort of put two and two together and said, well, anyway, you've had financial troubles in the past, and now you've sort of coming on the verge of asking us to invest in your property. It's like, you know, without any clear guidelines of where this is going to. You want us to invest in your property, and then when we come over there, you want to charge us to stay there. It's kind of, you know, the Bags family has a very hardcore following of people who would invest in them anyway and wouldn't want any money out of them. All right, but there are certain people who don't do their due diligence, and they think, oh, okay, then yeah, I can be a part of this, when you're not. You're not a part of it. They are in it to make sure that they take care of their families. And he's got a large family, so he should be doing it. And I actually, at the end of the video, I tell people, please make sure you continue to invest, continue to support this man. I say it, but people rarely make it to the end of the video, so I can't blame people. You can't blame me for saying the right things and giving people the right information, and they're not listening. It's just one of those things.
Okay. Do you know if cyberbullying can make someone commit suicide? Oh shoot, I just said a word. Depending what news or secrets you revealed about them and how they can handle it.
Yeah, like I said before, all the information that I've got is publicly available. I don't have a private investigator that digs up this stuff. I don't have that. This is public knowledge, right? So I didn't set out to burn the backaches of the Gambia. I couldn't do that anyway, you know. And once again, if a 3,000 subscriber YouTuber can burn an entire family, then you were in trouble in the first place, okay? Because if it weren't going to be me, it was going to be somebody else. You know, it's just the case. But I came to the conclusion that he is that they are not scammers. Actually, I think that's the first thing I say to people in the video. It's the first thing I say. I said, listen, I didn't investigate these guys because they're not scamming people. People are not listening.
Pay attention to that. Come on. Now.
They should. It's important. That's the problem with YouTube. It's the problem with social media. People tend to want the information quick, the important parts, and then they just want to move on. Boom. You know, I look at the algorithms quite often, and you know, people. If you get people staying on your video for longer than 50% of the time, you are lucky. You're doing something very, very good. Okay, if you're keeping somebody watching your video, engaging in your video for the entirety of that video. People have very short. They don't have an ability to attention span. Yeah, they have a very short attention span. Thank you for that. Mine was lost. They have very short attention span. So this is the reason why Instagram and Snapchat and all these other silly apps that have been coming up, where you can view a video for 5 seconds, because people don't have an attention span where you can keep them engaged. The world is becoming this way. It's like a microwave, fast food. Yeah, here you go. That's all I wanted to know. Give me the juicy bits. People are getting to the point in which that they stopped reading and they tried to get all their information from YouTubers, and it's wrong. It is wrong.
I have a
But
question.
I can,
If any
yeah.
of those YouTubers that you made videos of, if any of them were to contact you personally and say, please delete this video, I don't like it, delete it, delete it, delete it, take it off, would you consider that? Would you do that? Or is it just a heck no?
It depends on the YouTuber and it depends on the content. So any of the scammers, it would be a no. Okay, it's basic no. Any of the people who aren't scammers, I would consider editing the video and editing the thumbnails and doing that sort of thing. Yes, of course I would.
Okay. You know what? I think that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was interesting shots.
Yeah.
Negropean. Oh yes, one last question. Are you okay with the fact that since everybody is what is it? Nobody is safe essentially. Like everybody can get the smoke, anybody can get investigated, right? So you're okay with the fact that these YouTubers, they're not gonna be your friends, their subscribers are not gonna support you. You're okay with being on your own and not being supported in the YouTube community? You're okay with that?
Well, I would say this: not everybody in the YouTube community is for what for all the people that I have been investigating. Clearly, you can see that there have been words of support for me, and so the reason I came onto YouTube was to tell the truth, right? I cannot veer off that to help somebody else out or say, oh, okay, this person may not like this. Okay, I'm not going to say that. It's just boom. It's supposed to be, that's part of the niche. It's supposed to be just here's the truth and take it or leave it. You know, I have only started recently producing videos where there are absolutely only receipts available on these videos. I had to do that because people were just questioning me. Everything I was saying was just conjecture. So I produced the receipts. If other YouTubers don't like it, I don't mind being rejected by them. I haven't come onto YouTube to make friends. So, and I know this sounds sad. That is really sad, but it's the truth. I'm here to do a job and to enjoy producing and creating content. I really do enjoy it. It's been tiresome lately because I've been trying to make content every day, but and it's difficult. It's much easier for me to sit here and talk to you for an hour than it is for me to research for 2 or 3 hours and then write a script for 2 hours and then produce it and edit it. That's an all-day thing to make a
I don't
12
even make
minute
videos that
video.
much anymore, to be honest.
Sorry?
Yeah, I don't even make videos that much anymore, to be honest. It's a lot of work,
It's
man.
it's a lot of work. So you need to be absolutely dedicated to it, especially if you're going to be making content every day. I was supposed to make content today. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time to, but we'll see what I can do.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much again for, being here. Thank you.
No,
I appreciate it.
thank you. Thank you very much, African. What's your name?
African millennial.
African Millennial. Thank you. Take care.
Have a nice
Bye bye.
day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, guys, there you have it. I don't know what to say, guys. I really. Anyways, it was an interview. Hopefully, you left less confused than I did. But hey, that's what it is. It is what it is. But guys, thank you so much for being here. I will leave the chat for like 2 minutes if you want to talk. But I'm gonna go. Thank you. I'll see you guys later on today. I'm gonna make another video, nothing to do with this. But thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.